ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು Election Express ಗೆ ತಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. Welcome to the Election Express. We are in Karnataka, the capital Bengaluru here, and it was quite an exciting day. At least the only breathing factor is after a very hot day on the street. The evening is quite pleasant. We are coming to you live from the Freedom Park, one of the landmarks of the city. And today I caught up with few prominent and of course young Bengalurians on board the Election Express to understand what is it that they would be voting for, what makes Bengaluru unique for them. Take a look at On Board Election Express. In Bengaluru, what better place to start than the seat of power, the Vidhan Sauda here. On board, as the tradition we have set on the Election Express, are prominent personalities here in Bengaluru to try and understand what not only makes the voter of Bengaluru tick, but what is this city all about. Let me introduce my guest this morning. Harish Bijur, brand expert, is with us, a very well-known Bangalorean. We also have Sriram, he's an RJ radio personality. We also have Alex Maya, she's a drag performer, drag queen. And then we have Karan. I deliberately did that, and he's also K. He told me to introduce him as K. We'll try and understand what made Karan, change into K from him as well. What for you, Bangalore, the city is all about?
Okay, firstly, Ankit, if Bengaluru was a restaurant, we would have a board saying Bengaluru since 1537.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's when Bengaluru started.
Yeah.
So Bengaluru has seen change. It's changed from the days of Kempe Gaudru to the days of Deve Gaudru now. If you really look at it, I haven't lived that long.
Yeah.
But just suffice to say that there's been a dramatic and even a traumatic degree of change in the city.
Of course, it's now known as the IT capital of India, which it wasn't known as earlier. It was earlier just known as the pub city or the rock capital of India at one point of time. Whereas now it's become the silicon capital of India. There's so much in Bangalore, and there is so many more subcultures that are all infused together, and that's present day Bangalore right now.
We actually go forward with the whole concept of living together and celebrating any sort of festivals. If it's Ugadi, we celebrate it all together. So we always do it together, and that is what is more important.
I'd like to think that at least the Bangalore that I've seen is way more tolerant than other parts of the country, and I have been to other parts of the country as well. I like to think of Bangaloreans as a warm set of people.
It was always known as the Lake City, the City of Gardens. Every fifth day that I'm sitting and reading news, Nolan sends me, my local colleagues will send me a story of one lake on fire, trees are being felled for some project. Is Bangalore losing its identity?
Physically, we don't see more than 17 lakes in the city. So to an extent, things have gotten constructed on these lakes. One of our lakes is a stadium. Another lake has become something else. And then sewage seeps into these lakes.
I'm just happy that you didn't land in our airport, because that way you would have reached Hyderabad closer than coming to the city, because that's the amount of congestion that we live with on an everyday basis. That's present day Bangalore for you.
So I came to Bangalore and I found myself.
If you put the word Bengaluru in somebody's head and ask them, give me one thought, they'll tell you traffic.
Do you believe that political parties, barring lip service, are putting, your concerns of your community in their manifestos, are being serious about it?
That's the exact thing. So like Congress, for example, Congress came with, we will give LGBT rights, and then after that they send out an ad where gay is being omitted. So we're kind of like, what is the scene here? We don't know what is happening here. So right now what I've decided is that I will look at the person and then vote for the right person. And if the person is there for us.
Okay.
So,
Have you made up your mind on what will be that one thing that you're going to press the button for?
Pressing the button for tolerance, inclusion, embracing everything.
I'm going to press that button for the simple fact that if you don't press the button, I do not, and I don't think any of us have the right to complain for the next 5 years.
We'll definitely vote for people who actually will work for the community, and by and large, like for me, I really need marriage equality to take place in this country.
All right. That was a fascinating conversation about Bengaluru and what these prominent Bangaloreans think that should be, the way forward. Important thing, as all of them are in agreement, it's important for you to go out and vote. So Bengaluru, please go out and vote. And that is a message not only for the city of gardens, but also for the entire country. Please make sure that you go out and vote. That's very important. And then come back later and complain for the next 5 years. All right. Thank you so much. The traffic, of course, is a big problem. And in fact, when we came here in the morning, we were very, very worried if we were able to go chart our way through the various places that we had to go to. You can see the peak traffic just behind me as well. On 18th and on 23rd, in the phase 2 and phase 3 is when the entire Karnataka votes. 14 seats have been divided. I just request you to go out and vote in large numbers. And this is a very noble initiative. The next story, in fact, is giving out 1 extra mark to the students, those who are not only speaking and encouraging their parents to go out and vote, but they are making sure that this message goes across so that everybody, me and you, can go out and fulfill our responsibility.
This election season, schools in the Silicon Valley of India have come up with a unique idea to encourage parents of the students to vote.
No, students are excited. Students are not leaving their parents to sit at home on that day and see that they get voted and they come and show there so that they get even some prizes within their educational limits.
Private schools in Bengaluru have decided to award 1 extra mark to the students for each parent's vote. The same strategy was successfully used in the recently concluded state assembly elections.
If a child can motivate a parent to just go and vote, definitely it is a good initiative.
It's good awareness among children as well as the parents.
I think this initiative will definitely move every parents to go and vote.
I think it's a shame. We should vote irrespective, and nothing should be done in terms of encouraging voting through your kids.
Voting day in Bengaluru comes after a series of public holidays and falls during the summer break. The schools are hoping that this initiative will encourage parents to not skip the voting day due to the vacations. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right. Earlier in the day, I caught up with actor and now politician Prakash Raj. He had his son with him on the Election Express, who was in fact campaigning for him. But I just tried to understand from him, because he's fighting the election from the Bengaluru Central constituency, a very prestigious constituency. What happens to all those claims of secular parties coming together? What happened on all the people coming together to defeat Prime Minister Narendra Modi? And is he just an actor where people look at him with curiosity? Or does Prakash Raj have a long-term plan for Bengaluru? Take a look at this story. All right, joining us on the Election Express is now politician, also an actor, Prakash Raj. And who's the little one who we have here?
My son Vedant.
Hi, Vedant.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. You like the bus? You want to go on top of the bus?
Yes.
You want to come?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll get the father and the son on the bus. Welcome on board Election Express. Up.
Beautiful Daddy.
Tell me one thing, sir. When people see you waving at them, all of them are waving at you. Is it the actor Prakash Raj that people are looking at? Or do you believe that it will be difficult for you to, from the actor, from the one that they see on screen, to transcend into somebody they can trust with their vote?
They have been with me for 2 decades. In different languages, you will see somebody calling me Hi Chalam in Tamil, Hi Gani Bhai in Hindi, Hi Bangara in Kannada, Ent Bangara in Telugu. See, it is a constant conversation relationship I have had with them for 2 years, 2 decades. But now they know the last 4-5 years, I'm not just an actor for them. Yeah. I've stood on issues. I've been happy, courageous enough to be I'm unpopular about certain things. They know which values I stand for, what do I talk about. They love me now more because they know that I've adopted villages, I work on empowering government schools. And that's fun. And now they know for the last 6 months that I'm in elections. Of the 2 candidates I have in Bangalore Central, Few of them may not know them, but everybody knows me and for what I stand for. It's easier for me to have a conversation with them.
It's interesting that you're talking about the candidates because largely in the last few months, couple of years, you've been very vocal about issues as intolerance, secularism. Do you believe that the secular forces at this point of time, they need to come together if the whole idea is to defeat Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the BJP and what they stand for, according to whatever you think they stand for?
You mean to say secular forces or people who claim they are secular forces?
I'm asking this because exactly, they have a candidate against you. In Bihar, they have a candidate against Kanhaiya. So every time when you go and you speak about the people, those who have been talking about secularism, there is still all those so-called secular forces having their own candidates.
My friend, just because Congress calls itself secular, do you want me to believe it's secular? I don't think it's a secular party. I think it's another face of BJP.
So your challenge is dual, both Congress and the BJP?
My challenge is not with them at all. See, in elections, people win and people lose. It's not the parties or the candidate. If they elect a good candidate, they win. Pulwama is not an issue here. Religions are not an issue here. I've got bored and tired of yelling at this man called Mr. Modi. Now, I don't even look him at Prime Minister now. He's now an MP. He has to contest. He has to win. And let's see after he wins and whatever it happens. He has lost it. He has been a liar. In basic sense, look at both the political parties, including him, I am saying. Are they charity organizations to give 6,000 rupees per month? Or will they have something sustainable in it? He said 15 lakhs, he couldn't give 15 rupees. Now he wants to give 6 lakhs. And then 6,000. And then now suddenly in the last 3 months, he says in this budget that I have raised the budget of the defense. Every budget, this country has been raising budget for the defense, guys.
Couple of quick questions in the end. You also spoke about Rahul Gandhi's Nyaya scheme. That's Congress's basic agenda. Ab hoga Nyaya. They are talking about the 6,000, 72,000 rupees a month. Desperation on both the parties, or do you think that could be, many people are calling it election game changer? Narendra Modi sticking to nationalism, Rahul Gandhi talking about Nyaya. What does Prakash Raj stand for?
Don't trust both of them. They are talking about Nyaya when the state government has been ruler. What Nyaya have they done?
Is Prakash Raj also looking at this as a, one time let's just pop our head out and then I go back to doing what I do the best, entertain people?
I welcome such doubt and such questions, but I'm not Hema Malini. I'm not Paresh Rawal. I'm not Anupam Khes and all these people. If I win, I will deliver. If I don't win, I'll make the fellow who wins deliver.
Thank you so much for coming on board, sir. Okay, so earlier I caught up with Anjana Om Kashyap because as we are traveling down the election express, Anjana is also going across the country trying to get a sense of the voters. And today she was in the exciting Amethi as Rahul Gandhi was filing his nomination. Hi Anjana, good evening. It's quite an interesting day that you're having in Amethi. What's the scene like? Rahul Gandhi filing his nomination.
Absolutely, Ankit. This actually is the most interesting seat in Uttar Pradesh now. And actually so because if you see politically, it's a very charged seat. It's the Congress bastion. Smriti Irani continues to challenge Rahul Gandhi on the Gandhi family turf. But what the BJP is counting on is last time's election. Smriti Irani sees a ray of hope in Amethi and she feels that she can challenge him also with the Rafale matter and the Chaukidar Nara that we've been listening to. And on the other side, BJP is actually saying ki ab ki baar Amethi hamar. So you can understand all the interesting, explosive, political fireworks are happening in this Amethi today.
Another interesting thing is that we are hearing that the Vadra family, Priyanka Gandhi Vadra, her husband, both the kids, everybody were there in full support.
Yes, Ankit, the entire family was here. Now, we had BJP netas all through the day telling us that no, Mr. Vadra wouldn't come before because the family was scared. But it's another very important fact that even in 2014, Robert Vadra had actually accompanied Priyanka Vadra and Sonia Gandhi while Rahul Gandhi was filing his nomination. But there is a big difference, and that big difference, interestingly, is, Ankit, that on the road show, there was just Priyanka and Rahul. But this time on the road show, you didn't just have Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra. There was Robert Vadra. There were the two children, Rian Vadra and the other child of Priyanka Vadra. The entire family was passing through the streets of Amethi in the entire road show. This is the second time where Priyanka is giving a clear indication that she is in no mood to be on back foot on the matter of Robert Vadra, and that is why she accompanied him today. And he was there all through the entire road show and quite dramatically engrossed as well.
All right, as we are rolling out of the Election Express, and there is an unexpected guest, it seems. Hi, how are you? What are you doing in Bengaluru? Exactly what you're doing. Getting the ball, covering this election, getting the voices of the people, because why not? Why not on your shiny Activa? All right, while Preeti makes her way up, this is what we believe as a group. The voices of the people is most important. The voice of the voter is most important. And that is why all of us have been going across the country trying to get you the pulse and the best voices. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
How is your Activa ride going on?
Fabulous.
So how was...
It's a little more difficult than this top-of-the-line plush air-conditioned bus while we are beating the road on two-wheelers and कहते हैं ना हिंदी में हम धूल खा रहे हैं और आप इसी की हवा खा रहे हैं.
कितना मजा आ रहा है ना सुबह से हम यहाँ पे गर्मी में रोज एक शो कर रहे हैं रोज जा रहे हैं but खैर let's not get into the competition because the election show is not about us but about the voters. So what's the sense, Preeti, that you get, because you've been traveling largely so far in Western UP. The first phase of the elections will be taking place there. The Braj area. Hema Malini has been a full-on star apart from her persona there.
Well, yes. It's a different election, Ankit, because you've been covering the South, so I think you have a completely different feel. I have a completely different feel. Yeah. And what's really fascinating and interesting is Uttar Pradesh, because, you know, every region that I'm going to. So I've been to, right now, I've been to Western, I've been to the Eastern UP, and I'm just coming from the Braj region. It's a different feel. All three regions are completely different. You know, you go to... you know, just to give you a small anecdote, we went to this village which is supposed to be in Hema Malini's Mathura, right? Second time she's standing for a vote, they don't care whether she's a star. Now the deal is the Jat will decide the vote. So the Jat is trumping the star factor there. But
so it could be, as they're saying, Mahagathbandhan's arithmetic, and they will test Modi's chemistry as for Uttar Pradesh. What happened to your hand?
Well, like I said, you know, things happen on the road. Yeah. And if you're riding a two-wheeler, then, you know, and a lot of respect for people who ride two-wheelers. It's like Jurassic Park out there, and you're lowest in the food chain order. People in, you know, these massive two-wheeler, four-wheelers, they don't care that they think it's their road. So, okay. A small thing, but I'm good.
Please take care of yourself, Preeti, on the road. Thank you so much.
We'll meet in Varanasi.
South India is very fascinating, and I will share the anecdotes once we are done with the show. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch up with you after the show as well.
Sure. And
all right. So that was Preeti Chaudhary with her motorcycle diaries and also the Activa, you know, stay active and go out and vote. Welcome back, and as Bengaluru, the quite cosmopolitan city that it is, full of art and music, I have Jishnu from Swaratma, a very, very popular band here, in fact. Jishnu, welcome on board the Election Express. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell me one thing, first of all. You have an election song, I've been told.
Well, it's not really an election song, it's a song about politics. It was the title track of our second album, and it's called Topi Wale.
Topi Wale. What does that mean?
So Topi Wale is an euphemism for anybody in a position of power that abuses it, and we feel that, you know, politics is something that a lot of the people in the young generation may feel that, you know, it's really not my thing. Yeah. So we believe that if we can inject some fun and color and musti in politics, it'll be a whole lot easier to engage with it. So that's the idea.
Tell me one thing very quickly. You've made up your mind on what issue are you going to vote for?
Yeah, the issues for sure, yeah.
So what is it that you're going to vote for?
I think for me it is an issue of what is the India I believe in. It's as simple as that.
I can see you've bought a couple of topis as well. Is that the Topi Wale topis?
It is the Topi Wale topi. So, you know, when I said color and fun into politics, this is what I meant. If you want me to play the song, you'll have to wear one of these.
Okay, I really want you to play the song, so I am going to wear one of the topi. Okay, let's do it. There you go. I'm ready with the topi.
Yes.
Let's start now.
All right, this is Topi Wale. सर पे खाली पेट मारे ओहो सर पे हाथ डाले, खाली पेट मारे टोपी वाले, झुके तो पैरों को छू ले पर अपना पिछू संभाले, हाथों को तू जोड़े खरीद ले घोड़े, यही तो राजनीति है भैया, बोले मेरी मैया।
Topi wale. Fantastic. That's not all that we have. I will just, before, in fact, I make you listen to the entire song. It's a fascinating song and I've heard it. We caught up with the entire band and they played it for us. They were, in fact, kind enough to play it for us. I'm just wrapping the Election Express show here. It's been a tiring, long journey. Remember, we are already more than 3,500 kilometers in this journey. 5 episodes, 5 cities. Tomorrow, I'm going to see you from Mysuru. Mysuru, make sure that you come to us, meet us, because we believe that your voice, the voice of the voter, is the most important. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.